All right, so welcome to another rapid fire business story of the week. This is part of our rapid fire series, and today we have an incredible guest with us, someone who's achieved extraordinary success and is here to share their unique business journey with you. We're excited to hear their insights, so let's welcome them to the show. All right, so as this is our rapid fire series, we've got 1 minute or less to answer each question. So, in a minute or less, give us the elevator pitch to your story and your life. Go.
I had a traumatic brain injury that changed my life. It whirled my life upside down, but it was a gift. And from that, I learned that stories truly do matter, and everyone has a story that's worth sharing. And so it's from that I created a writing community where I help people write their personal story into a book. And it's usually around 6 months or a little bit more than that. So this I found is my passion, and this is what drives me forward. Plus, I love writing books, so that's very helpful as well.
So that's fascinating, and I would love to dig a little bit deeper. So tell us a bit more about what you're working on today that you're most passionate about and believe will have the biggest impact.
So what I'm working on right now is expanding my writing community. It is still pretty new, but it's been growing quickly and I've been loving it. I've had one-on-one calls with so many of them already and learning their personal experiences and their personal stories that they want to get out there and share with the world. And so one thing that I tell my members in here is it's all about writing from the heart. And this is so important for everyone to know, because like how I had mentioned, everyone's story truly does matter. And when you're writing from the heart, it has such a bigger impact on others out there.
So this next question is one that every entrepreneur has dealt with. Tell us about a time where you failed. We often say failure is the first step to success. So think about a time where you failed in the past. What happened? What did you learn from it?
I realized, since I'm an entrepreneur and pretty much a writing coach, that I was the one that was getting judged. So instead of being a product, I was pretty much the product. And so when someone said something, but they were just saying it over what the whole program was or something, I took it a little too personally. And I've learned that that's not the way to go. Because usually when people are doing this, it's because they have some other stuff in their life that they're dealing with. And thus it comes back and seems like it's after me, but that's not the case.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating. And we're definitely going to have you back on the show to dive deeper into each of these questions. But for now, one thing that I often say is, and I tell this to my employees and the people who work with me and for me all the time, is that when a tree falls in the forest, if nobody hears it, did that tree actually fall? This brings me to this next question. How do you make sure that all of these amazing projects that you're involved in get noticed? What marketing and advertising methods have worked best for you? You've got a minute. Let's go.
So when it comes to the marketing side of it, I've been using Instagram and Facebook a whole lot, and I've gotten most of my community members and my paid members from Facebook. And there's also referrals. That has been working tremendously. So I'm very thankful that people see that I'm giving something and actually helping people out. So they're wanting to tell their friends and family about it.
That was so awesome. We're definitely going to dive deeper into this on a later show. And as we approach our last question, before we ask people how people can get a hold of you, how people can reach you, learn more about the work that you're doing in your company, and we will include all that information in the show notes. What I wanted to ask you is, what is one piece of advice that you would offer to your younger self, to our audience, and to somebody, especially somebody who's just starting out in the same niche that you're in, but just doesn't know how to start or get going. Amazing stuff. We're going to have to thank our guest today.
So every situation, no matter if it's good or bad, there's it's like a coin. There's always one side, there's the tails, there's the heads. So there's always the good, there's always the bad. So I suggest that people see the good in every situation and see it as lessons to be learned. There's a lot of stuff that happens to us in our life, and we only hold on to the negative side, which we can't grow when we do that. So it's best to see it as a lesson that is needed to be learned and then grow from that in that way.
Today for being a guest on Business Story of the Week. And before we cut out on this episode, I wanted to ask you, how can people get a hold of you? How can people learn more about what you're doing? And how do people engage with you? And we will transcribe this and put it in the show notes for everybody to find.
Thanks for having me. So I'm Dani Rosenblad James, and you can find me on my writing community, which is on the school platform. So it's the Storytellers Path. You can also find me at my website, misfitwanders.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Dani Rosenblad James. So.
All right, amazing. So you did it. Thank you for being a guest on the show today. Let me tell you what you can expect next. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this, we're going to cut it into an episode. It will go on the Business Story of the Week page. So make sure you go on Apple Podcasts, review us, like us, go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us on Spotify, and this will come out in the next 30 days or so, depending on our workload and how many shows we have. We have had a lot of interest in the show lately, so we may be a little backed up, but the show will get out. In the meanwhile, we will send you clips that feel free to share on social. Also, the full episode, feel free to share any way that you like. The content is yours to share and put out there. We just ask that you mark us and tag us in the notes if you do. So in the copy, put hashtag Business Story of the Week, link back to us. We would appreciate that. And if you think that you might be interested in doing more podcasts, live ones and studio ones, Zoom ones, Riverside ones, there's a whole host of shows that likely, if you did this one and succeeded, you would probably be really great at, and a great way of getting your message out. So your host will talk to you about potentially getting you booked on a strategy call for a Business Story of the Week's sister company, Podcast Cola, or becoming a YouTube influencer through Viral Mirage. Thanks again for being a part of this. Looking forward to working with you.